Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie, and American Horror Story Apocalypse aired. The first episode was called The End, which completely sums up that whole first episode. I had to watch it twice. I watched it twice, one because I was just my mind could not focus on all that was going on the first time, and then secondly because it just played automatically right after it aired the first time. So I watched it twice, so I did pick up a couple of other things that I didn't catch the first time. The episode opens with Coco getting a haircut, the sirens start going off, she's fleeing to the airport because apparently her family had forced seats to be saved from this apocalypse. There's a missile, that's why everyone's going crazy and like running, everyone has to evacuate. It's crazy. I don't like it, mostly because of the noises. Now, one of the people that were saved along with Coco and her assistant and her hair person is the hair person's grandma, who is played by Joan Collins, who was such a mood when she found out the apocalypse was happening, because she said, oh well, let's pop open that champagne, and she's chilling, she's just sipping her drink, no worries in the world. And I feel like I would be same Joan Collins, same. And there's just so much killing. On the way to the airport, we see people that are just beating each other up. They're committing suicide. People are dropping from buildings because the apocalypse is happening, and there's so much chaos. I hated it. Now, another scene we see is a family 20 minutes before the whole bombing happens. The eldest son is taken because he has special DNA. It gave me X-File vibes, truly. And so he's taken away and saved along with someone else who I cannot remember her name right now. But they're saved and months later are taken to this co-op that is run by Wilhelmina Venable, who is my favorite character so far. I know we're only an episode in, but in case you didn't know, I am absolutely biased to all of Sarah Paulson's characters. I love them. My favorite one is Cordelia Fox because she was a witch. She ended up being the Supreme, spoiler in case you haven't seen that season, and she was just a complete badass. I didn't know how I was going to take this character, but after this episode, possibly one of my favorite characters. She came in saying like, welcome, she gave the rules, she let them know what it was like. That it's kind of like a society within the 10 people that are there, because there are grays, there are purples. The grays are the workers, obviously the purple are like not workers, they're the elite. And it's kind of messed up how there's still, you know, this hierarchy of people within the 10 people that have survived that we know about so far. We learn that they're having a couple of meals a day. It's literally just a cube, and then someone is murdered to use as meat. The people find out, they freak out. Wilhelmina is unfazed by it, which I absolutely loved. She didn't care, and neither did a couple of other people who ended up just still eating, because I mean, I feel like I would do the same if I was having one cube like twice a day, and then it ends up being down to one a day because they're trying to keep their source of food, you know, stocked. 19 months pass, there's still no help from anybody, and then all of a sudden Michael Langdon shows up. If you didn't watch Murder House, I feel, well, you didn't need to, but it kind of helps knowing, because when I saw his name, I was like, all right, who exactly are you? Because you have Tate's last name, who we know impregnated Vivian in season 1. Michael Langdon is that baby from that pregnancy, which we know he was bad and devilish like, because during all of Vivian's pregnancy, whack stuff was happening. Vivian, you know, was unhealthy at one point because she was stepping out of the murder house, so she wasn't feeling her best, and it was all because of the baby. And the baby ended up growing like 10 times faster than what a normal 9-month pregnancy would be. And then we learn that Jessica Lange's character at the end ends up taking him from that house and is raising him as his own. And the very last scene of that season is him having murdered his nanny, so we know he's not good. So he shows up at the end telling Wilhelmina, like, I'm here, there's another co-op stocked with food, I can take you and everyone here. But he has to evaluate to see if they're even worthy to be saved. And she's kind of shook, to be honest. Her face was like, oh my god, like what? And I think it's because of the position of power and him coming up being like, I can save you, I don't know, but I gotta evaluate first. So we'll see. Now, the biggest thing that I noticed after watching this 2 times is at the end, the horses that he comes riding into are fed to, at first I thought it was a monster. Seeing it the second time, I see people's arms. Are these people that were like messed up from the radiation? Are these cannibals or like, I don't, monster? Somebody I saw on Twitter said, could it be the babies from first season Murder House that are just like all together, you know, like sewn up and like really messed up? There's just a lot. And then we don't even have a promo for next week, so we can't even ask any more questions or have answers answered. My whole take on this episode is, will Amina slay my life? I will gladly sign up to Outpost 3 if she's there and running it. I will listen to her. And then secondly, a couple of the funny things that I liked was that she slapped Coco after stepping out of line. I've already mentioned it, but her just unfazed demeanor when they're talking about eating people. The relationship that goes on between Sarah Paulson's character and Kathy Bates, which I do believe her name is Mrs. Mead. I don't even know what to expect for next week. Again, no promo. Kind of like, but also don't like. And I haven't looked on any of like the Twitter pages or the Facebook pages because I don't really like knowing what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't mind seeing the promos, but I don't actively go looking for it. I kind of like this element of surprise. And so next week, I just hope the Coven Witches pop up. I do feel like there's gonna be more back and forth flashback stuff like there was this first episode. And I actually kind of feel like the next episode is not at all gonna run back to the co-op. I think it's gonna deal with either the Coven Witches or Murder House, because we have to find out where the heck Michael Langdon was. Like, how did he survive? Why is he, you know, in this top level position title or whatever? A lot of questions. Alright, give this video a thumbs up, comment below on what you thought about this first episode and what you think next week will hold, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!